Alrighty. We're going to talk about the Doomsday. No, not the rock creature that may have been created by Brainiac to kill Superman. But no, the brilliant title of the next Marvel movie.
Doomsday was the General Zod.
Well, that was in...
according to the Dawn of Justice.
Oh, fuck.
Oh God.
Wow.
Horrible.
No, the great title for the next epic Marvel movie. Which, Jesus, Mother Mary. Why would you name it that? Just, it bothers me. And if Doom's in the fucking thing, it's Doomsday. What, do you people fucking think that the public is that stupid? And we need fucking bullshit like that to...
Dude.
You're insulting pricks. And I don't fucking like it.
What do they say in the comics when they introduce a new villain into the picture? Enter Doom.
Yeah.
You know?
So
the new Avengers enter Doom. That was always what they said.
Yeah.
And this is our first introduction to Dr. Doom, so it's perfectly appropriate.
No, it's not. It's terrible. It's garbage.
Wow.
It is garbage. It is insulting.
You know,
it is insulting.
It is because they're reportedly in production.
Yeah.
Shooting the thing, and they don't have a finalized script yet.
So they have a working script that may change. Do they like spending money?
It's like, what are they doing? Making it up as they go along? That is no way to make a movie, man, especially a big blockbuster. That shit has got to be meticulously planned out.
Yeah.
Meticulous. How do you go into production for a film that you don't have a script for? How do they do the pre-production for it? Without a script.
Supposed actors? What the fuck? Unless they're going to be segments and they just kind of blend it all together.
Something tells me that most of those 50 people are only going to have about 2 or 3 minutes of screen time. They're just going to be in it. And they're not going to be prominently in it.
So even if they aren't prominently in it, would you see it with fucking that Tatiana Maslany and fucking Brie Larson and that other fucking... I know you like Kamala Khan, but I'm like, no. None of that shit.
No, if it was done like it should be with that many people in it and that many, it just shows...
It should have been a culminating event since Iron Man. Going back all the way to the beginning of the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe. But they can't think that... You could do segments like the Infinity Saga and all this other horse shit, but still have an overarching huge plan.
Connected all the way back to Phase 1. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
What the fuck?
And there've been... Well, in the comics, a whole lot of special, like epic stories that involve practically the entire Marvel Universe. Everybody and their mother is in it.
You have it so that, like, Infinity Gauntlet, where it's a non-event. It happened, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, but it just, from...
But I know. Scarlett Johansson was getting old at that time, so yeah, and now we see her in Jurassic Park.
Dude, you see her in Jurassic Park, and it's like, wow.
Ouch.
Either that's really good makeup, or the years have not been kind to Scarlett. Maybe a little of both, making her look more plain on purpose. But it's not just plain though; it's homely, man.
Old,
homely.
And I gotta think. I would really have to have a.
And what's she supposed to be, the new Laura Dern of the franchise?
I don't know.
God, whatever.
But I'm just like, I would really have to like have a come to Jesus meeting. Like if she came up to me like, hey, that's rock and roll, I'd really have to think about it. I really would. Yeah, I would. Because she's like, what, 40 something now? 50? 1,000?
Age is just a number.
Yeah, but you get, no, but...
I'd probably do her, but then I'd probably be chewing my arm off to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
To avoid waking her up.
Yeah, so I just...
bonus points if you get that.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I'd really have to have a... think about it. No, I don't want to take a selfie because would you hear Ryan Reynolds whispering in your ear? Yeah, this isn't as good. No, I'm just saying. Anyway, that was a little hyperbole, a little,
A little Deadpool banter going on in your head.
Little sticking into the rib, just because she just needs to retire and not do movies anymore. She's too old. There, I said it. Call me a sexist pig. I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't mean to be all bashing on her, but I mean, yeah, there's such a thing as aging gracefully.
Yeah.
And, and
you can hear that coming a mile away. There, I said it.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway.
Enough about that.
Like, I don't want to see that. And, like, fucking Brie Larson, like, she's some fucking gift to the world.
No.
Or that other one, the She-Hulk, the Jennifer Walters, which, if you actually read the comic books, she was always She-Hulk. She couldn't change back and forth. Retards.
No, that was, I think, the most egregious out of a whole bunch of other mistakes they made in that series. But
Most egregious?
The most egregious.
The most.
Was
on a scale from 1 to 1,000 that's the worst.
Of that series, yeah.
I think they were all on
there were a plethora of others
that were on the same scale. I don't think
they're it's pretty close. It's neck and neck, but I thought it was the most egregious because that she changed back and forth, and she could do it on she didn't have to have some
emotional state, but she's
but
she's a woman, so she's always like that. She even said that herself.
Yeah, yes.
Fuck.
But I'm in more control of my anger. I'm always angry too, and I'm in control, so I can control my change. No, when she changed, it was permanent. She never changed back.
Yeah, because it was a blood transfusion. It wasn't an emotional fucking thing.
And
it wasn't because you have hysteria, you fucking cow.
And she had a cap to her strength that was She just didn't get stronger and stronger like Bruce did.
Fucking white man again.
And even then, she wasn't nearly as strong as Bruce's Hulk. Like even when he was at his most calm.
Yeah.
I mean, she was practically 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Rocking body, gorgeous, supermodel kind of, and with an attitude that she was great in the comics.
And didn't translate well at all.
Very popular. One of the reasons John Byrne put her in the Fantastic Four when he did that run was because he just liked to draw her.
Yeah.
So he came up with an excuse to lose the Thing for a while and replace him with the She-Hulk in his the powerhouse.
Yeah.
No, it was back in the John Byrne run of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but in the Secret Wars,
that's some of the best work John Byrne ever did.
But it was in the Secret Wars because wasn't the Secret Wars around that time? And
it was much later.
No, and Ben decided to stay on the planet, the Battle World, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
he needed She-Hulk.
Byrne's FF was more like 80, 81, and the Secret Wars was closer to 85, 86.
No, that was Secret Wars 2.
All right, well.
It's all right.
Anyway, just
no. Just what the fuck?
It was funny, one more thing about Byrne, and I'll shut up about it, but he did the thing where she was sunbathing topless on the roof of the Baxter building, and some paparazzi got photos of her, and
it must be wrong because it was color-coded wrong, yeah.
No, he sent them to the lab to be developed, and they came back, and they had fixed her skin tone, which was inspired by the original Star Trek The Cage. That happened when they were doing test footage of Vina as the Green Orion slave girl, and the guy doing he didn't know she was supposed to be green.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, this woman is green, and he would process it and send it back to him. And every time they did it, they did it. I don't know how many times, but they kept painting her darker green and darker green. They're like, why isn't it coming through on the film? And finally, the guy goes, "Oh no, it's because I fixed it. I didn't know she was supposed to be green." And so he did that, threw it into the Fantastic Four with the She-Hulk.
What a nerd. What a nerd.
Anyway.
So, the movie just sounds like it's going to be worse and worse and worse.
Well, I mean, it's going to be very, I think, similar to the original Secret Wars. Because it was just thrown together like that, too.
Yes.
It, like really fast at the last minute without really developing it, taking time on it or anything?
Because they had to get out before Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Right, they had to beat DC to the newsstand. That was the point of the Secret Wars, and it was not good. And that's kind of this. They just.
Oh, hey, Ray had a.
They got this self-imposed deadline to get this movie into theaters.
In a year, Ray had a issue 10. Slabbed and shit. And he thought he was going to get like $1,000 for it. He sold it for $200.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so
I still got my complete run, man.
Yeah.
That I bought for cover price off the newsstand as it released.
Yeah, well, I
remember that fucking Secret Wars, man. The Marvel Universe will never be the same.
I got that beat. 91, 92.
Yeah.
Oakville. They had that antique fair every time.
Yeah.
Out of just a box of comics. Number 8.
There it is.
$1.
Score.
But that's not as good as a score as my Daredevil 181 for $0.25.
Oh, no, that's a score. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bought that one off the newsstand too.
Yeah.
Still have it. But no, the 12-issue maxi series going to take a whole year to tell this story, and Secret Wars #1 hits the newsstand. And the very next issue of the entire Marvel Universe is after the Secret Wars is done. So you know everything all the changes that are going to happen, but you don't know how they happened until it comes out. But no, the very next month after issue #1 hit, Amazing Spider-Man's in his black costume, and nobody knows why.
What was that? Amazing Spider-Man 280?
Something like that. And it was a sort of a homage to the original Amazing Fantasy 15 cover with the black suit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what happens. What happened? The Marvel Universe will never be the same. Spider-Man got a new suit. The Thing stayed in space.
Spider-Man got race swapped. Okay.
And and Colossus and Kitty Pryde broke up.
Were they even going out?
Oh no, they were a couple, yeah. And they broke up during the Secret Wars. And so when they got back from the Secret Wars, they're already broke up and nobody knows why. And that was it.
Wow.
The Marvel Universe would never be the same. Colossus and Kitty broke up. The Thing stayed in space and can always come back anytime. And Spider-Man got a new suit. And that is about all that we got. And it took a whole year to get there.
And at least Tony Stark wasn't Dr. Doom. There, I said it.
Right? Oh, no. And Dr. Doom, he even, took on the powers of the Beyonder for a while and all that shit, and even fixed his face and took his mask off. And, he was...
Looked like Norman Osborn.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But... oh, God, the Secret Wars was not good.
So, Doomsday looks like shit. It sounds like it's going to be...
Well, and Doomsday, I guess, is going to be a setup for a cinematic Secret Wars. That's going to be the follow-up.
Which is, they're going to have Hydra Captain America.
Yes. And the Beyonder.
Fuck that. Fuck all of it. You guys don't want to do these movies, so you're doing them so shitty that nobody wants to see them, and then, oh, well, you guys didn't want it.
Well, they would be just as well to just forget the Secret Wars ever happened and just put it to rest. There's so many other things you could draw from the comics. And the thing is, even drawing the Secret Wars calling it the Secret Wars, it's not going to be the Secret Wars.
No.
It's going to be some completely different...
Oh, because Brian Michael Bendis did something in the aughts where, they call it the Secret Wars, and Nick Fury, oh God, no, it's great. Oh, fuck.
No, it's just going to be so far removed from that original story that it's not going to bear any resemblance to it.
Not that it matters.
No, I mean, really, and then they're going to call it the Secret Wars for the name recognition and to get the butts in the seats.
Here, I'm gonna lay this out for you. I think we are at the starting point of the end. The actual end of comic books, toy collecting, everything that brings joy, those little micrometers of joy to men's lives. I think this is it.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing.
What?
No. Because it's gotten to be so toxic. Mainstream
yes.
and toxic.
Because it's mainstream.
Because the normies
are fucking retarded.
And I mean, no offense to normies.
Offense to normies.
But
because if you're subscribed to this channel, you're not a normie, and amen.
Right. I mean, but it used to be this, this niche, right? And it had like
it had an aesthetic quality to being a nerd.
Yes.
And now you see these motherfuckers with I got a Marvel shirt on. Aren't I cool?
I mean, before Huey Lewis and told us it was hip to be square, right? I mean, I grew up. Come on, man. I'm a child of the 70s. I used to get picked on.
You know what a square is, right? Yeah, one side of a cube.
Right.
Where's that line from?
But no, man. I used to get made fun of, picked on, beat up for being the nerd that I was. I had to keep it to myself. I never got swirlies. That was not in my personal experience.
See, with me, it was. They didn't deserve to know anything about me.
And there was that too, because they're
the cannon fodder.
Well, yeah, and
I'm just saying.
I just learned to keep it to myself because nobody else cared anyway.
Yeah,
I did, but no, I don't give a fuck. Anybody else cared? So, it was always the kind of little my thing, private thing for me, till I moved in high school when we moved to Fresno, and I met other kids that were like me, not so uber nerdly that they were just too much for even me to handle, but kids like me, like my best friend that I'm still in touch with, and who had the same taste and was into the same kind of things at the same level as me, and
so I have a funny little story. So I watched this stuff on YouTube, and I sent it to my sister, and I put it on and I fall asleep to it because it's entertaining, it's whatever. And she goes, she woke me up. She's like, do you fucking listen to this every night? Well, stuff like it. Well, no wonder you don't have anybody to talk to. And I'm like, it was technical things about metaphysics and shit like that. You just gotta, and
well, yeah,
like ghosts and Bigfoot and aliens and all this other dimensional shit. And she's like, no wonder you don't have anybody to talk to. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, no. Like when I took the
like our problem with Event Horizon.
Yeah, I mean when I took the critical thinking course in the English argumentation and critical thinking, the textbook, I kept it. It's called How to Think About Weird Things, and what it was.
Why is it labeled weird?
Because it can't be proven one way or the other.
Well, that's all right.
So and it had these chapters in it. Supernatural, paranormal, UFO abduction phenomenon, magic, life after death, what happens when we die, is there a God? All these things. And
what does God need with a starship? I love that line.
But and it just kind of went into how to take a critical look at these weird things that can't be proven one way or the other, and make up your own mind what you want to believe about them or whatever. But I loved the book. It was great.
So anyway, back to it. Doomsday's going to be shit. It
is, man.
It doesn't look good. I don't even know why they're doing it. I think they actually are doing a concerted effort to destroy comic books and everything. It's this weird kind of thing. They spend $4 billion on Star Wars and Marvel, and then they, fucking just light it on fucking fire.
I mean, something
because what did the Joker say? It's not about the money; it's about making a point.
Yeah.
So,
and what's the point of this?
Well, there's the question for the audience. Tell us in the comments. Like, share, subscribe.